Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tanisha, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all on the behalf of Whitewood Education and Research Foundation to the 14th session of the Changemaker of India 2.0, a series dedicated to showcasing individuals who are not just dreaming of change but actively creating it. This platform is a celebration of visionaries who are building a stronger, safer, and more innovative India, one bold step at a time. And today's guest is a perfect embodiment of the that spirit. Mr. Rohit, entrepreneurial journey spans multiple impactful ventures like Zepcruit, an AI-powered hiring platform, revolutionizing recruitment by reducing hiring time up to 97%. We Warrior Electronics, pioneers in CNC fire safety, protecting industries and communities. Sepline, a patent hygiene product that gained global recognition. An earlier venture like Warrior Self Adhesive, which innovated branding solution for global OEMs. With over 15 years of experience, Mr. Rohit has consistently combined innovation, strategy, and resilience to build business that are both commercially successful and socially impactful. And beyond business, he also a skydiver and a golfer, reflecting his appetite for risk and balance, qualities every entrepreneur needs. Whether you are passionate about entrepreneurship, AI, sustainability, or consumer innovation, today's session will leave you deeply inspired. Let's give a big virtual round of applause and a warm welcome to Mr. Rohit Warrior. Let's start the conversation. So, you have built venture across AI, fire safety, consumer products, and branding. What drives you to keep innovating, and in such diverse spaces?
Uh, Firstly, thank you for having me. And what is your name? Sorry,
Tanisha.
Tanisha. So I'm very curious to know how do you virtually applaud?
Sorry, sir.
How do you guys virtually applaud? Anyway, I think you did not get it. Doesn't matter. So, see, it is not about creating or other. It's not that I had in mind that I want to create businesses in diverse sectors. It is just the mindset of doing something or wanting to do something or the mindset of curiosity which led me to do one thing after the other, right? And obviously, the first thing is to start, take that first step into doing something, and then one thing leads to the other. So obviously, if you look at my background, I've done a graduation in hotel management, right? After that, I worked in sales. After that, I worked in something which is related to engineering. My first business was an engineering related field, right? So after that, I developed Zipline, which is again a patented product. Again, a lot of engineering innovations have gone into making something which can fit a lot of glasses, a lot of sizes of glasses, a lot of dimensions of glasses, a lot of other things. Okay. So then AI. So it is not about I have decided I want to do that. It's about the mindset of curiosity कि let's do something or other mindset of understanding okay ये problem है ये problem को हम solve कर सकते हैं, right? When you have that mindset sky is the limit. I mean one cannot limit you to one particular thing. You just keep doing no matter what people say or no matter what. I mean opinions doesn't matter.
That's such a powerful range of industries. You clearly have a knack for spotting opportunities where others see challenges.
Maybe.
Jabcruit is a fascinating leap into AI driven hiring. How exactly does it transform recruitment for both companies and job seekers?
Good question. I am not sure what is the age group of the audience over here. Uh,
It's a pan India students only.
Students only. Okay, so you guys are at the age of where you would be completing your studies and then graduating to maybe starting to work. Okay.
Near.
Usually, yeah. So usually recruitment process कैसे होता है? Obviously, अब अगर आप लोग कॉलेज में हो तो कैंपस सिलेक्शन इज वन वे. उसके अलावा you can go to various job boards, register yourself, जैसे naukri.com और मॉन्स्टर, और मॉन्स्टर का नाम चेंज हो गया, फाउंडेड, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, राइट? वहां से यू कैन सर्च फॉर जॉब्स. नाउ Zepcruit is again a similar job search platform, but our USP starts where others USP ends. Means for the job seekers, the benefit is they don't need to search for jobs. Once you make a profile on our platform, we will send you job recommendations, and again, it is free of cost. Okay. So you only need to apply from those jobs which we send you as job recommendations. That is one of the major benefits. क्योंकि even job search is a full time job. मतलब दिन भर लिटरली ढूंढते रहना पड़ता है कि ये अप्लाई करो, अप्लाई करो, अप्लाई करो, राइट? सो here you don't need to just keep applying for any relevant or irrelevant jobs. Relevant jobs will be sent to your inbox. You just need to apply for it. Second benefit is that interviews. Now, let's say you are working somewhere, or you are still studying. Okay, you're still in college, and a company shows interest in your profile, and they want to they want to conduct your interview or face to face interview. अब ऑनलाइन तो हो, ठीक है, ऑनलाइन होगा, बट इवन देन इफ यू आर स्टडिंग और इफ यू आर गोइंग टू कॉलेज डेली, इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू टेक टाइम आउट ड्यूरिंग द डे, राइट? आप कॉलेज बंक करके तो इंटरव्यू दोगे नहीं. ऑब्वियसली होंगे लोग ऐसे करेंगे, बट टेक्निकली यू विल नॉट डू दैट. और कॉलेज आवर्स के बाद शायद कंपनी खुला नहीं होगा, तो आप इंटरव्यू दे, मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, कंपनीज अवेलेबल नहीं होंगे इंटरव्यू के लिए. सो हियर द बेनिफिट दैट वी हैव गिवन इज वी विल सेंड यू एन इंटरव्यू लिंक. इफ यू शॉर्टलिस्टेड, you can give the interview at whatever time it is convenient for you, be it midnight, be it noon, be it a weekend, it doesn't really matter, be it a national holiday. So we've given them that convenience of giving the interview at whatever time it is convenient for them, right? This is for job seekers. Now recruiters के लिए तो बहुत ही ज्यादा benefits है. Means average time to hire is somewhere around 45 days, 38 to 45 days. मतलब आज अगर एक नया job, for example my company, today I decide that I want to hire someone, it takes around 45 days for me to close. मेरे केस में बहुत ज्यादा है. I mean before Zepcruit, obviously Zepcruit आने के बाद बहुत कम है, but 45, 60, 75 days वगैरह लगता है जॉब भरने में, और अदर filling that open position. Now using AI, it can be done within 5 days, right? A recruiter only needs to post their job. बाकी सब कुछ हमारा ऐप करेगा. It will search for candidates. It will send them job recommendations. The candidates will apply होने के बाद CV ranking, CV scoring, shortlisting, filtering, interview conduction. Interview भी जो है हमारा ऐप conduct करता है. An AI bot conducts an interview, right? So a recruiter needs to literally do nothing. 2 मिनट लगा के job description post करना है, and rest everything will be done by the app. So it we are saving immense amount of time of the recruiter, immense amount of time, and of course the cost, right? So yeah, Zepcruit is indeed a revolution in the way hiring will be done in the near future.
Wow, that sounds like a real game changer for recruitment. Student and companies both will love to hear about this. Next, Fire and Warrior Electronics are redefining CNC fire safety. What sparked your mission to make workplace safer, and how is your solution different from traditional fire systems?
Well, see, I let me give you a very straightforward answer. It's not that मैंने business शुरू किया था with that vision of making workspace safety. No, that was obviously that is, हाँ, इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे लोग पॉलिश करके ऐसे बोल सकते हैं, बट दैट इज नॉट द रियल रीजन व्हाई वी फायर वाज born. We Fire was born because I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to do a business, right? We started off with CCTV cameras, security system, fire alarm systems, and fire suppression system was very small part of it. But within the first 2 years, I realized that ये चलने वाला है नहीं, because a lot of Chinese competitors or Chinese products were flooding the market, where they were selling it at rock bottom prices, no margins, and without margins you cannot give service. And this was an industry where सर्विस देना पड़ता है, और अगर आप मार्जिन्स नहीं रखोगे तो आप सर्विस नहीं दे पाते हो, राइट? And which is why we decided we will stop all of these things and we'll only focus on fire suppression systems. Now, fire suppression system again for CNC machines. Now, again, that's a niche that we found. Okay, CNC machine ke fire suppression systems are already available in the market, but nobody in India was focusing only on those on that market, राइट? बिकॉज इंडिया में कैसा है ना, एक सेफ्टी माइंडसेट है नहीं, अभी डेवलप हो रहा है, बट देयर इज नो सेफ्टी माइंडसेट For Indians, safety is an expense. It is not an investment, right? Unfortunately, but that is changing. So we found out a niche. We realized there's a good market. There's no competition. We can have decent margins. That is how we started focusing only on CNC machine fire suppression systems. And while doing it, while serving the clients, we learned a lot of things and we innovated and we customized our solutions to fit for a CNC machine market, right? So that is how we were able to be the leader consistently since the last 10 years for CNC machine fire suppression systems. Obviously, we educated a lot. Now the market is open. Now the competitors are coming up. So it's basically time for us to move out of this and find some other niche where we can survive without burning money.
That inspiring. Safety is often overlooked until it's too late, and you have to turn it into an innovation.
Yeah, I
Zipline
mean,
your sorry,
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Zipline your hygienic product went
Mhm.
viral globally and even featured on Shark Tank India season 1. Looking back, what was your biggest learning from the experience?
Oh, I mean, lots of learnings. Not one, not two, but I mean, one session won't be enough to cover the learnings that I had from Zipline. Uh, see, uh, it's about it's about belief, right? It's about belief about yourself, about your product, and belief about why you built that product, right? Uh, Majority of the population in the world, they will not think from their own mind. They're there's a very minute percentage of population who will think through their own or who will use their minds. So it didn't really matter what people thought. Okay, there's a market for any product. It is just to find that and promote it smartly. Now, obviously, it went viral due to certain reasons, but we made sure that that virality lasts for 6 months, right? I mean, majority of the pitches who were on Shark Tank, majority of the companies or brands who were on Shark Tank, unka peak, it lasted for like 15 days or max 30 days. But using the content that we got, whatever it was, negative or positive, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. हमको जो भी मिला हमने उसको मस्त निचोड़ा, right? We used those content very creatively to make sure that our virality or our peak lasts way longer than uh, basically. I mean, we just try to last that virality for as long as possible, and it lasted for 6 months. So, yeah, it is not just Shark Tank which made it viral. It is our own efforts, it's marketing efforts, creative marketing efforts, which we uh, inculcated or other which we activated, which helped us, you know, have that kind of brand recognition or other brand recall. And you won't believe we are still making use of it to promote Zepcruit. So yeah, I mean, see, कोई भी negative phase आता है ना, that is not a negative phase. That is only a stepping stone to a better thing, right? If you think like that, no negative thing that comes in your life, you will feel as negative. You will feel discouraged. Never, you will never feel discouraged if you have this mindset that every calamity is an opportunity to be a better version of yourself or uh, to learn from it and implement in your life going ahead. So yeah, that has helped. So this has been my biggest learning. In fact, I mean, it's not that मैंने अभी सीखा या Shark Tank के बाद ये सीखा. Obviously, that was my mindset because even before Zipline or even before uh, Zepcruit, I had a couple of businesses uh, which didn't really go well in the sense शुरू होने के पहले ही बंद हो गया और आधा बंद करना पड़ा, राइट? रेवेन्यू आने के भी पहले बिकॉज various reasons. So it was not the first time I was going through an adverse phase in my life. So yeah, I mean that obviously helped, but uh, Shark Tank के time पे जो हुआ, that was at another level which I never knew that I could handle, but I did. I could.
What an incredible journey. Shark Tank must have been a roller coaster of learning and visibility.
Uh, yeah, of course. I mean, it's still a roller coaster, and now I accepted that as part of my life.
Okay. So convincing industry and users to adopt new solution, although it is tough. How do you build trust for something disruptive, whether it's in hiring, fire, safety, or hygiene?
Can you repeat the question?
Convincing industry and users to adopt new solutions, although it is tough. How do you build trust for something disruptive, whether it is hiring, fire safety, or hygiene?
Okay. Good question. See, developing trust doesn't happen in a day or two. Okay, it happens over a period of time. Now, one of the major things that you need to do is be genuine, be yourself, right? Don't try to, just because you want to create or gain that trust, don't try to do things that is not natural for you. Just be yourself and automatically trust builds. Once a basic level of trust has been built, then obviously you start selling things, and you stay true to your commitments. अगर कुछ commit किया है, make sure you fulfill it, irrespective of whether uh, it will result in losses or not. But if you have committed something to a customer or to someone, make sure you stand or stick through it, right? That is one major way of building trust. Second, obviously, you need to have some value proposition which is not available with your competitors, uh, or proposition means something different. Okay, now something different could be in terms of the product, something different could be in terms of the service that you're offering, or your team, right? Now competitors can copy your product, but they cannot copy your mindset, they cannot copy your team culture, right? So build a culture within your team which is so strong that कोई माइका लाल आ नहीं सकता है तुमको बीट करने के लिए, right? Now you will not believe, in Zepcruit my employees are coming up to me and saying, sir, I want to invest in Zepcruit. Right now, that is such an immense feeling for myself. Okay, that is the level of trust that the employees have on me, that is the level of trust the employees have on the product. So so I just don't need to motivate them, right? They are motivated enough that they are willing to put their hard earned money into the company without even asking, right? So this is a differentiator already for us, the team. So so yeah, I mean, trust is something that you keep building over a period of time, and once it is built, uh, try not to lose it, right? Try not to lose that reputation, because नाम कमाने में ना बहुत टाइम लगता है, लेकिन गवाने में ना ऐसे हो जाता है. And more often than not, it is you yourself the reason why you have मतलब या फिर लोग आपको ट्रस्ट करना भूल जाते हो. More often than not, it is you yourself. So uh, tread carefully, be yourself, be genuine. uh, I hope I have answered satisfactorily.
I really like that. Trust building seems an important as a technology itself.
Yeah, I mean, यार प्रोडक्ट कितना भी अच्छा बना लो, बट अनलेस यू, लाइक यू मेंशन, जब तक ट्रस्ट बिल्ड नहीं कर पाओगे, तब तक शायद एक आध लोग ले लेंगे, या फिर थोड़ा ट्रैक्शन मिलेगा, बट देन इट विल नॉट लास्ट लॉन्ग. You can lie and sell your product, but ultimately people are not fool, right? Just to blindly buy it. Okay, one or two cases it may happen that people buy it, but ultimately they'll realize. So being genuine, being true to what you're offering is very, very important, the most important.
Having worked across such various industries, how do you identify a problem worth solving and decide it's time to build a company around it?
uh so Tanisha, like I mentioned, it is not that one fine moment you realize कि ओ ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये मैं सॉल्व करूंगा. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है, right? वो बोलते हैं ना यूरेका मोमेंट इनोवेशन में। आई मीन यूरेका मोमेंट इज द मोमेंट वेयर यू रियलाइज ओ दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम, आई विल सॉल्व इट। ऐसा कभी नहीं होता, इट्स ऑल बुलशिट। ठीक है। एनी प्रॉब्लम बेसिकली majorly innovation happens because you are facing a problem yourself in a particular thing, in a particular workflow, in a particular industry. And that is where the seeds are born, right? And to identify problems, you need to have that mindset of curiosity, right? If you don't have that mindset of curiosity, of wanting to know how this happens, अब एआई कैसे चलता है, एआई चैट जीपीटी कैसे चलता है, या फिर ऑटोमेट कैसे कर सकते हैं, until you start asking why, you will not have that curiosity wala mindset. Until you have that curiosity wala mindset, you will not be able to identify even if an opportunity is coming your way, right? uh, it is important that you have that curiosity wala mindset so that when an opportunity arises, you identify it and you start implementing it. So ऐसा कभी भी नहीं है कि, or there's no one particular standard ki how to identify a differentiating industry or a differentiating business in a particular industry, right? uh, be a hustler. I mean, just keep doing things, just keep doing things. Now I'll give you an example of zipline. I'll give you an example of Zepcruit also, how I came across that idea. Okay. Now zipline was born because I was in the midst of a brainstorming session with my friends टू स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस। कुछ तो करना है, कुछ तो नया करना है। तो हम एक 10-15 दिन से डेली मिल रहे थे, वी वर ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग ऑन दिस आइडिया, दैट आइडिया, दिस आइडिया, दैट आइडिया। तो मिलने के बाद हमेशा हम, आई मीन व्हेनेवर वी वेंट बैक होम, मेरे दिमाग में तो हमेशा सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में वही चल रहा होता, क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या कर सकते हैं। ऐसे में आई हैड दिस हैबिट ऑफ गोइंग टू अ टी स्टॉल एंड देन ड्रिंकिंग टी फ्रॉम देयर। ठीक है, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 2016, जब सिपलाइन का आइडिया आया था दिमाग में। सो आई वॉज, ऐसी एक हमारा ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग सेशन हुआ एंड देन आई वाज गोइंग बैक होम, आई ऑर्डर्ड अ टी। एंड देन एज यूजुअल वो चाय का ग्लास ना मतलब बहुत ही घटिया होता है, मतलब रिम्स में पूरा मलाई लगा है, ये लगा है, वो लगा है, बहुत, आई मीन इट वाज एब्सोल्युटली अनहाइजीनिक एंड आई हैड अ टिप विद द टी स्टॉल वेन ओनर। ओके। ऐसे फिर एंड देन आई वॉश, आई मीन आई आस्क्ड हिम टू वॉश द ग्लास। आई स्टार्टेड यूजिंग इट एंड देन आई रियलाइज्ड यार इसने वॉश तो किया है लेकिन सच में कितना क्लीन है मेरे को अभी अभी भी नहीं पता। आई ऑलवेज हैड दैट डाउट इन माई माइंड। एंड जब मैं पी रहा था, दैट इज व्हेन आई रियलाइज्ड मैन दिस इज इट, राइट? ऐसा मैंने कभी कुछ देखा नहीं है, बिकॉज आई वॉन्टेड अ सोल्यूशन फॉर माई सेल्फ। मतलब मैं अगर कहीं बाहर जा रहा हूँ, चाय पी रहा हूँ या फिर कॉफी पी रहा हूँ या फिर कहीं जाके होटल में ड्रिंक पी रहा हूँ, आई वॉन्टेड समथिंग वेयर आई कैन प्रोटेक्ट द लिप्स विच आई एम टचिंग ऑन द ग्लास, विच इज द मोस्ट कंटामिनेटेड। अब इसके बारे में बताऊंगा। एंड एंड देन आई वेंट बैक होम एंड आई स्टार्टेड सर्चिंग अराउंड द वर्ल्ड, ऐसा कुछ है क्या सोल्यूशन। आई आई फाउंड नो सोल्यूशन एंड दैट इज व्हेन आई रियलाइज कि दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू मेक, दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू बिल्ड, एंड Zipline was born. Now, going ahead, we did a research in a lot of hotels across Pune, five-star hotels, dhabas, mid-level pubs, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह। हमने उनके ग्लासेस ना टेस्ट किए छुप छुप करके। मतलब ग्लास के रिम्स का स्वैब लिया और ग्लास के बॉटम का स्वैब लिया और हमने उसको टेस्ट कराया। एक सैंपल नहीं, 5-5 सैंपल हर एक होटल से, 5 या 12 सैंपल्स हर एक होटल से। नाउ द रिजल्ट्स दैट केम अप, इट वाज एस्टोनिशिंग। मतलब इतना गंदे थे ग्लासेस, इतने गंदे थे। बॉटम ऑफ द ग्लासेस वे क्लीन बट द रिम्स वर एब्सोल्युटली कंटामिनेटेड, राइट? मैं अगर नंबर्स बताऊंगा तो आप खुद ही हैरान हो जाओगे। zipline.com वेबसाइट पे ब्लॉग सेक्शन में हमने और उसके रिपोर्ट भी अपलोड किए हुए। सो सो इट ओनली कंफर्म्ड माय बिलीफ दैट ओके ग्लासेस आर कंटामिनेटेड। प्लस मेरा होटल मैनेजमेंट बैकग्राउंड है, मैंने होटल में भी काम किया है, तो मुझे पता था होटल में ग्लासेस कैसे रखा जाता है, कैसे स्टोर किया जाता है, कैसे मेंटेन किया जाता है, राइट? सो आई मीन these are things that I don't want to say it now, but it is pathetic in short. So I realized there is a problem. Of course, people don't know about it. There is a problem. Let's build it. That's how Zipline was born. Now, coming to Zepcruit, uh, I wanted to hire people for my own team, for my VFire team, but we have a small team, okay, but a very efficient team. But a lot of things I have to do myself. Like hiring is something which I do myself because I want to make sure that people who come into our team, they are having the right culture, they're having the right skills, they're having the right attitude. The most important, the right attitude. Now, मेरे इंटरव्यूज लंबे लंबे चलते हैं। अब मैं इंटरव्यू लेने के लिए टाइम डालूं तो मेरा बाकी काम रह जाता था। एंड इंटरव्यू के पहले यू नीड टू पोस्ट द जॉब, यू नीड टू फिल्टर द कैंडिडेट्स, मतलब भाई साहब इतना टाइम लग जाता है कि ना इट इज लाइक रियली रियली फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग। एंड इसके लिए फिर मैंने पहले सॉल्यूशन बनाया एक्सेल पे, मतलब एक्सेल पे मैंने क्वेश्चंस लिख के रखे और एक्सपेक्टेड आंसर्स लिख के रखे, और मैंने मेरी टीम को बोलने लगा तुम इंटरव्यू लो, ये क्वेश्चंस है, इसका आंसर सिमिलर होना चाहिए, उसके हिसाब से तुम रैंकिंग दो। बट ऑब्वियसली कंसिस्टेंसी नहीं था, राइट? दैट इज हाउ, एंड एआई वाज लाइक बूमिंग इन, एंड आई रियलाइज ओके, ये भी एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है। मैंने काफी लोगों से बात की है जो इंडस्ट्री के फाउंडर्स वगैरह है। सो हायरिंग इज अ प्रॉब्लम थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड, नॉट जस्ट इन इंडिया, एंड एनी इंडस्ट्री, चाहे वो आईटी हो चाहे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, इट डजंट मैटर। दैट इज व्हेन आई रियलाइज ओके ये बनाना है, ठीक है। इनिशियली द आइडिया स्टार्टेड कि मेरे को खुद के लिए कुछ बनाना है, बट देन व्हेन आई रियलाइज द प्रॉब्लम इज मच मच बिगर, वी बिल्ट इट फॉर द वर्ल्ड। सो इट्स नॉट कि एक यूरेका मोमेंट आया एंड मैंने डिसाइड किया ओ ये प्रॉब्लम है चलो बनाते। इट्स नेवर लाइक दैट, right? It comes from over a period of time when you're going through a lot of things, when you're experiencing a lot of things, uh, like that.
Spotting the right problem really is the half battle of the entrepreneurship.
No,
No?
no, that is, see, ideas are available very cheap. Okay, so implementing the idea is the biggest challenge. Okay, आइडिया भतेरे मिल जाएंगे, फ्री में मिल जाएंगे, लेकिन बंदा चाहिए जो उसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर पाए, राइट? सो गेटिंग एन आइडिया मे बी would be my 5% of the whole thing, or maybe 10%, but nowhere close to 50%.
Okay. So many students and young professionals struggle with the fear of failure. As someone who's both a skydiver and entrepreneur, how do you personally approach risk?
Ah, so see, again, risk is again something like identifying an idea. Okay, it is not something that you can build overnight. Risk taking ability, it comes from when you are born. Okay, आपने देखा होगा कई, मतलब बच्चों में भी देखा होगा, कोई बच्चे होते हैं बहुत शैतान होते हैं, मतलब ऊपर चढ़ो यहाँ चढ़ो वहां चढ़ो। कोई बच्चे होते हैं बहुत सेफ होते हैं, राइट? अब क्यों? बिकॉज जो मस्ती वाला बच्चा है जो ऊपर चढ़ रहा है, छलांग लगा रहा है यहाँ वहां सब बिना डरे, वाई? बिकॉज फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग पीरियड, और फ्रॉम द एज ऑफ 0 to 4, द पेरेंट्स मेड श्योर दैट थोड़ा सा बच्चे को रिस्क लेने दो, लग जाए लगने दो, मरने नहीं वाला है, राइट? अनलेस दे आर डूइंग इट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, यू नो, दैट इज हाउ रिस्क टेकिंग एबिलिटी स्टार्ट्स। नाउ हैविंग सेड दैट, ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम बड़े ग्रोन अप होने के बाद में तुम रिस्क नहीं ले सकते हो, राइट? It is, I mean, start small. For example, uh, if you like to travel but you fear traveling alone, or rather you want a group of people to travel, try by just traveling alone for one day once. It's a risk, right? It's a very small risk, but the point is start taking small risks. You don't have to take a whole lot of big risk from day one. So start developing that idea of risk, start developing, or rather start accepting that okay, रिस्क ले सकते हैं, और एक मैंने छोटा रिस्क लिया, आई वॉज सक्सेसफुल, बट फेलियर भी हो सकता है, डेफिनेटली हो सकता है। बट मोर द रिस्क यू टेक ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, मोर कॉन्फिडेंट यू बिकम, more the risks you take over a period of time, more you learn how to navigate that situation, how to navigate that whole journey, right? And over a period of time you become confident on taking bigger risk. So every time you take a risk, the next risk that you take, उसको उसको लेवल अप करो, उसको थोड़ा और हाई करो, उसको थोड़ा और बढ़ाओ, राइट? सो मेरे भी केस में ऐसा नहीं है कि वन फाइन डे आई डिसाइडेड आई एम गोना स्काई डाइव। ऑब्वियसली मैंने सबसे पहले एक बार टैंडम जंप किया विद समबडी एल्स, टाइड टू एन इंस्ट्रक्टर, एंड इट वाज डरावना, बहुत डरावना, मतलब एब्सोल्युटली, मतलब स्कैर्ड। बट आई सेड ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, राइट? ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, मैं मर जाऊंगा, बट चांसेस क्या है उसका, राइट? चांसेस आर that me dying from a car accident in India was much, much higher than skydiving. So I took that risk. Tandem किया, मजा आया, and then it was such exhilarating, it was such thrill, इतना thrill था उसमें कि नीचे लैंड करने के बाद पूरा जितना स्ट्रेस था ना सारा निकल गया. Right? तो उस दिन I decided I want to skydive. Okay. So obviously anything that you do comes with risk. Even if you're walking from your bedroom to the living room, there is a risk. You might trip and you might fall on your head. You might die. Right? But uh, risk also comes from understanding a lot of other spiritual things, which I may not go deep into because the audience may not like it. But also understanding about life, death, what happens after death. No, एक और सोसाइटी का प्रॉब्लम क्या पता है क्या? यहाँ पे लोग डरने से मरते हैं. Why? Because they do not know what happens after death. Right? If you learn what happens after that, even in Hinduism, right? Uh, you will realize that life after death is way beautiful than the life on earth that we are living here. Right? So when you realize all of these things, and again, I learned about these facts because I was curious, right? And that only helped me in my personality. That only helped me in understanding how to navigate this journey called life and what is your purpose in life.
That's such
So,
a that's such a fresh perspective, basically.
yeah, it is fresh perspective because people don't talk about it. Because people are scared talking about death. I don't know why. I mean, death should be celebrated. It should not be mourned. Because whoever is leaving you after dying, they're going to a better place than you are. So you should be celebrating that, not crying on it. Okay. So when you understand these things, automatically your risk taking ability goes a notch higher, right? Because ultimately risk is associated with something happening to me. अगर मैंने ये लिया तो मेरे को ऐसा हो जाएगा, अगर मैंने ये लिया तो मेरे को इतना बड़ा नुकसान हो जाएगा, नुकसान हो गया तो मेरे को खाने के लिए पैसा नहीं होगा, खाने के लिए पैसा नहीं होगा तो मैं रोड पे आ जाऊंगा, रोड पे आ जाऊंगा तो मैं शायद मर जाऊंगा, राइट? अल्टीमेटली इट इज कनेक्टेड टू समथिंग हैपनिंग, समथिंग बैड हैपनिंग टू मी. दैट इज व्हाई पीपल आर स्कैर्ड टू टेक रिस्क, right? But yeah, it's just about taking one small risk at a time and then upgrading yourself a notch higher to taking larger risks, bigger risks, and making your mindset in terms of in a way where understanding कि फेल हो गया ना तो अच्छा है. बिकॉज फेलियर में इतना चीजें सीखने मिलता है, इतना चीजें सीखने मिलता है जो कोई क्लासरूम में नहीं सिखाएगा, जो कोई मेंटोर नहीं सिखाएगा, कोई नहीं. So So you have to celebrate failures as well, right?
Risk is usually seen as scary, but you make it sound like a growth opportunity.
It is. It is.
Okay.
यार अभी मैंने zipline में कितना सीखा यार. अभी I mean you go and check my YouTube channel on zipline. Even today there are at least 50 people who will keep trolling. भाई क्या कर रहा है तू? But they do not realize that I'm making money out of it. So more they come and troll me, more it is benefiting me, right? So अगर मेरा माइंडसेट होता कि यार लोग ऐसे बोल रहे हैं, लोग ऐसे बोल रहे हैं, और मैंने सब चैनल वैनल बंद करके बैठा होता तो उधर भी नहीं कमा रहा होता. बट आई हैड अ ग्रोथ माइंडसेट. आई हैड अ माइंडसेट वेर आई टोल्ड माई सेल्फ ओके ये हो गया है, बट जो भी होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है, इससे कुछ तो अपन कर लेंगे. एंड हम खुद जाके ट्रोलर्स को उंगली करते हैं ताकि वो और इंटरेक्ट करे और कमेंट्स करे और 10 लोगों को जाके बोले, right? Those are the reasons why we lasted 6 months at the peak after Shark Tank. So yeah, failures are definitely a stepping stone to success. 100%.
Okay. So you have scaled multiple venture over 15 plus years. What qualities do you think are non-negotiable for building sustainable businesses?
Okay, a small correction. Yeah, I mean, I started my career in 2007. Now it's 2005. So I have over 18 years of experience. But business may around 16, 17 years of experience. Okay. Uh, what what quality is required to get the question?
For this sustainable business, for building the sustainable business basically.
Okay, what quality is very important? Okay. Uh, I think the attitude, your attitude towards how you approach a business, or see, there are a lot of things which is important. Okay, there's not one thing which is important. A lot of things are important. But if I have to point it out, uh, yeah, believing in yourself that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, forget business, you won't be able to do anything. Okay, so believing in yourself, no matter how skillful you are, चाहे अच्छा skills हो चाहे बुरे skills हो, it doesn't matter, but you got to start believing in yourself. That is the only way that you can do anything in life. चाहे वो business हो, चाहे वो नौकरी हो, चाहे वो NGO हो, anything. So that is, I think, the prime quality which you need. And believing in yourself वो भी over a period of time ही आता है, एक one fine day नहीं आता है. Yeah.
I think student listening will really value that, and it's about building strong foundation, not just chasing quick wins.
या इसमें मेरे को एक और पॉइंट ऐड करना है, बिलीविंग इन योरसेल्फ. अब स्टूडेंट्स का अगला क्वेश्चन ये होगा कि हाउ डू यू बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ और हाउ डू यू डेवलप दैट. राइट.
Yes.
वन मेजर
Okay.
थिंग इज, या वन मेजर थिंग इज इग्नोर व्हाट योर बाजू वाला इज सेइंग. इग्नोर व्हाट ये वाला बाजू वाला इज सेइंग. यू डू व्हाट यू वांट टू डू, not some what somebody else is asking you to do. Okay, you can take their opinions, take all of their opinions, put it, collate it, उसमें से ठीक कौन सा अच्छा ओपिनियन है, कौन सा मतलब मेरे को अगर ये करना है, मैंने ये ओपिनियंस लिए, इसमें से इस ओपिनियन यहाँ तक पहुंचने के लिए मेरे को कौन सा ओपिनियन मायने रखेगा, वो ओपिनियन लो और आगे बढ़ो. अगर कोई नेगेटिव बोलता है, सुनो और अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई दे आर, वेयर दे आर कमिंग फ्रॉम, वेयर व्हाई दे आर सेइंग नेगेटिव. डू दे इवन हैव दैट बैकग्राउंड टू गिव यू अ फीडबैक. मतलब आप फॉर एग्जांपल आप बिजनेस करने का एडवाइस ले रहे हो, बंदे ने आज तक बिजनेस का बी क्या है वो भी पता नहीं है. अब अगर आप उससे एडवाइस लोगे तो ऑब्वियसली वो यही बोलेगा कि पागल है क्या, नौकरी कर चुपचाप, गवर्नमेंट जॉब ढूंढ. राइट. So it's important that who you're taking the advice from. See, there'll be a lot of noise. No matter when, there'll be a lot of noise every time on anything that you do. You have to ignore that noise and really start doing what you want to do. Start small. You don't have to just start something big or huge. Start small. So life is not linear. Linear मतलब पता है ना, in line, like straight line. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है. Never ever. Not even a single day would be linear. It is always with ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. Right? Now you have to accept that downs are part of your journey. It will not be always ups. आपको खराब टाइम भी देखना ही पड़ेगा. That is evolution. Right? और जो खराब टाइम आएगा उससे आप जो सीखोगे, that will help you jump higher the next time. So so you will have ups and downs. You will have people who will keep pulling you down. Majority of the people that you meet will keep pulling you down. Your job is to keep your focus on what you want to do, what you want to achieve in life. And when you keep doing that for one day, the second day would be easier. When you keep that for 2 days, the third day would be even easier. And when you keep doing that for the next 15 days, the next month would be easier. ऐसा आप एक साल करोगे तो आप सोचो कहाँ पहुंच सकते हो. Right? Each and everybody on this planet has the ability to do what they want to do or reach where they want to reach. It is just because they don't believe in themselves. Right? And they don't start small. वो सीधा ये बड़ा देखते हैं. यार इलॉन मस्क इतना बड़ा, मैं उसके जैसा कैसे बनूंगा. यार मैं टाटा बिरला जैसे कब बनूंगा, कैसे बन सकता हूँ. यार बहुत मुश्किल है, उनके पास तो बहुत पैसा है. बट उन्होंने भी कभी ना कभी तो जीरो से शुरू किया रहेगा. राइट. एवरीथिंग स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम जीरो. इट डजंट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम one or two or three. Anything in this world starts from zero. So that's where you also start from. Accept it and move ahead.
Okay. So, what role have partnership with corporates, OEMs, and global clients played in expanding your venture like VFire and Warrior self-adhesives?
What role have the OEMs?
Partnerships.
Huh?
Partnership with the corporates, basically, and the global clients.
या पार्टनरशिप तो है बहुत है बट व्हाट डू यू वांट टू आस्क
What role have partnership played in expanding your ventures?
ओह वेल ऑफ कोर्स multinational companies in fact I'm fortunate or rather I'm lucky but luck only favors the brave वो भी है तो ऐसा नहीं मैं बोलूंगा सिर्फ लकी था मैं my first client I in vfire I closed them after 2 years of struggle okay तो पहले 2 साल 1 रुपए का बिजनेस नहीं था एंड आई वाज लाइक लिविंग ऑफ माय पेरेंट्स मनी मतलब जितना बेयर मिनिमम सो माय फर्स्ट क्लाइंट वाज अ मल्टीनेशनल क्लाइंट एंड उनको क्लोज करने में मुझे 1 साल लग गए थे अब यू वोंट बिलीव वो जो क्लाइंट मेरे को ऑर्डर दे रहा था उन्होंने एक बार तक पूछा नहीं कि आपको कितना एक्सपीरियंस है आप कौन कौन से जगह पे और काम कर रहे हो वाई बिकॉज वो 1 साल जो मैंने मेहनत किया ना जो जिनको मैं प्री सेल्स में सपोर्ट कर रहा था वो सपोर्ट से उनको कभी लगा ही नहीं होगा कि ये बंदे को एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है ये बंदा नया है इसको बिजनेस शुरू हुए 1 साल हुआ है राइट सो that is the kind of pre-sales support which I gave, technical support which I gave. So we got a multinational client, and because we got a multinational client, we got a very strong reference. वो reference दिखा करके हमने दूसरे orders उठाने लगे, multinational clients only. Now, they multinational clients mean they have systems in place. They have mainly they have systems in place जो देख करके हम खुद सीखते थे, right? उनके standards होते थे, वो standards हमको meet करना ही पड़ता था. Right so obviously it has helped in grooming me and my businesses in a very good way. In fact, the company which I was working for before starting business, which is Bose, even that was a multinational company, that has had a very big impact on the way I start or run businesses, in terms of the culture of the company, in terms of how to make sure that your employees are happy. So of course, not all multinational companies are good in terms of learning, but even if they are bad, you learn something out of it. So yeah, I mean, it is of course helpful.
Means partnership can multiply impact for beyond what one person or company can achieve alone.
See, partnership, of course. But now when I was saying, I wasn't saying in terms of partnerships, I was saying in terms of my customers. Okay. But what you mentioned
Okay.
is also right. Collaborations are always nice than competing. So collaborate rather than compete. So that is the mantra for the future. It is even more important in today's time when AI is coming and it is evolving each and every industry in such drastic way and so fast that collaboration becomes even more important because uh, I'll give you an example. Let's say आप एक प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो, a tech product, AI related, okay? आपने वो प्रोडक्ट बना लिया. अब आपने now you found out that competitors are using or have made a different product which is similar to you but it's a different product but it's a better product. So आप अगर खुद बनाने जाओगे तो उसमें कितना टाइम लग जाएगा, कितना पैसा लग जाएगा. Instead, just approach them and try to collaborate with them. उनको I mean you check with them whether you can use our product, we'll use your product, we'll co-sell. I mean we'll क्या बोलते हैं, co-branding करके both will sell. उससे क्या होगा, आपका टाइम बच गया, आपका पैसा बच गया. I mean you got a ready-made product, you just have to integrate it with your product. So collaboration is the way forward for the future.
For India, you looking at to innovate, whether an AI, safety, or consumer product. What problem areas do you think are still untapped and waiting for disruption?
Sorry, come again.
For India youth looking to innovate, whether in AI, safety, or consumer products, what problem areas do you think are still untapped and waiting for the disruption?
Uh, a lot of them, yeah. A lot of them means, I mean, we guys are lucky to be born at during this period because anybody and everybody can scale or build something without the support of anything else or anybody else because of AI, right? जो सॉफ्टवेयर रेवोल्यूशन था या जो आईटी रेवोल्यूशन था, दैट इज नथिंग कंपेयर टू द एआई रेवोल्यूशन, राइट? इतने सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, यू सी एनीथिंग, यू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू एआई। जो भी आज के डेट पे हो रहा है, चाहे वो ई कॉमर्स हो, चाहे वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो, everything is going to have something related to AI in the very near future, right? So, see, it's huge. I mean, there's no not one thing that you can do. There's a lot of things that you can do. You pick any industry. अभी मैंने हायरिंग लिया, राइट? हायरिंग नहीं लेना है मेरे को, सेल्स लेना है या फिर मेरे को मार्केटिंग लेना है, सब कुछ आप ऑटोमेट कर सकते हो यूजिंग एआई। यू कैन बिल्ड अ होल डैम इंडस्ट्री आउट ऑफ इट, राइट? एंड वन थिंग इज देयर, हम इंडियंस का माइंडसेट कैसा है कि वी ट्राई टू बिल्ड अ लॉट ऑफ फीचर्स इन अ प्रोडक्ट, राइट? वेर एज westerners, what they do is they don't try to build features, they only try to solve one small problem, one very small problem. Like Dropbox, ठीक है? सिंपली ड्रॉपबॉक्स क्या था? क्लाउड शेयरिंग, ठीक है? उन्होंने सिर्फ एक फीचर दिया, मैं यहां से उठा करके मैं यहाँ डाल दूंगा, ये फोल्डर से उठा के ये फोल्डर में डाल दूंगा, और ये फोल्डर मेरे पास क्लाउड में होगा, आई कैन एक्सेस इट फ्रॉम एनीवेयर, इट बिकम अ हिट, राइट? सो either we can go the westerner mindset wala, where you just pick one problem and solve it, one small problem, it doesn't have to be big problem, right? उसको आप एआई में कन्वर्ट करो। दूसरा है, यू पिक बिल्ड अ फीचर रिच प्रोडक्ट, बट दैट विल बी लाइक अ होल बिग प्रोडक्ट। बट इफ यू वांट टू स्टार्ट स्मॉल बाय बिल्डिंग समथिंग स्मॉल। एग्जांपल क्या दूं यार, क्या दूं? आई मीन आई हैव टू थिंक अबाउट इट, आई नेवर थॉट अबाउट क्या कर सकते हैं, या फिर क्या कर
Student
सकते हैं।
needs
आई मीन
to
यू,
think about it.
या आई मीन सी, if you really want an idea, I'll have to think about it, but it's open, wide open. It's wide open. I'm just not focusing on building anything new. My focus has been on Zepcruit, so मैं सोच भी नहीं रहा हूँ कि नया क्या बना सकते हैं, तो उसी में मैं नया नया चीजें बनाते बैठा हूँ। बट या आई मीन a
Student
lot of
watching
things,
this
yeah.
will definitely start looking at problem around them differently now.
Yeah, and see, mainly to identify a business idea, it is very simple. You just observe what are you doing on a day-to-day basis. सुबह उठ रहे हो, उठ के ब्रश कर रहे हो, ब्रश करके नहा रहे हो, नहा के फिर आप मे बी पढ़ाई कर रहे होंगे, फिर कॉलेज जा रहे हो, राइट? ये सारे चीजों में कहाँ कहाँ आप लोग या फिर कहाँ फ्रस्ट्रेट होते हो, जस्ट नोट दैट डाउन, राइट? डू दैट फॉर अ वीक, डू दैट फॉर अ डे, डू दैट फॉर अ वीक, एंड जहां जहां तुम फ्रस्ट्रेट हो रहे हो ना, दोज आर द प्रॉब्लम्स, ट्राई टू सॉल्व इट।
Okay, let's start. When hiring or collaborating with young talent, beyond resumes, what qualities stand out most to you?
So while hiring, for me, skills is not important, because skills we can always develop, okay? It can always be learned, but attitude is important. Having the right attitude is what I try to gauge in an employee.
That's so encouraging. Young people will feel more confidence knowing qualities matter more than just a degree.
तो या ऑफ कोर्स मेरे को तो डिग्री नहीं रहेगा तो भी चलेगा यार, बट प्रॉपर एटीट्यूड लेकर के आओ। हाँ, योर हायर्ड, बिकॉज हम तुमको सिखा देंगे क्या करना है, कैसे करना है। अब उसको करने के लिए तुमको एटीट्यूड भी चाहिए ना, मतलब तुम बोलोगे यार नहीं मैं ये नहीं कर सकता, मैं वो नहीं कर सकता, मैं ऐसा नहीं हूँ, मैं वैसा नहीं हूँ। अगर 10 चीजें नहीं 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 बोलोगे, दैट्स नॉट द राइट एटीट्यूड टू हैव टू सक्सीड, राइट? सो या आई लुक फॉर एटीट्यूड इन एम्प्लॉइज, नॉट
Okay.
जस्ट एम्प्लॉइज यार।
Okay. Many students today have innovative startup ideas but don't know where to begin. If a student has a startup idea, where should they go first for mentorship and guidance?
Okay, so like I said, in today's time starting a business is not really difficult, and you guys are Gen Zs, तो यार तुम हमसे 10 गुना ज्यादा स्मार्ट हो ऑलरेडी, ठीक है? आप चैट जीपीटी में डाल दो, वो आपको स्टेप बाय स्टेप बताएगा, पहला क्या करना है, सेकंड क्या करना है, थर्ड क्या करना है, फोर्थ क्या करना है, इंक्लूडिंग बिजनेस प्लान, इंक्लूडिंग क्या करना है वो भी बताएगा, क्या करने के साथ में कैसे करना है। आई मीन इट विल गिव यू एवरीथिंग, राइट? सो यू डोंट नीड इवन नीड टू गो हियर एंड देयर. But if you want an actual mentor, yeah, you can I mean, if you have a registered company, you can apply for the startup certificate. DPPIT के वेबसाइट में जाकर के, it's a straightforward procedure. Just upload a document and get a startup certificate. Once you get that startup certificate, lot of accelerators, lot of incubators are available. हर एक कॉलेज में आज के डेट पे इंक्यूबेटर तो होता ही होता है, राइट? बिकॉज दैट इज बिकम लाइक a USP, not a USP, but a must have. तो incubator में जाओ, start with your professors to get some guidance on the product, right? uh, Go on LinkedIn, go to different people's profile, approach them, okay? And don't be scared to approach maybe a very famous personality. ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, वो मना करेंगे, और क्या होगा, राइट? पर तुमने ट्राई तो किया कम से कम. What if they reply? What if they agree to go and to become your mentor? चांदी हो गया ना. So trying is important. So yeah, go to LinkedIn to find some good mentor who you think will be ideal to guide you, and go to startup events. There you get to learn a lot. You meet a lot of people. हर आदमी से मिलोगे, आपको नया आइडिया मिलेगा, या नया डायरेक्शन मिलेगा, या नया सॉल्यूशन मिलेगा, right? So start by doing things small. If it is even in a very nascent stage, if you just have an idea of a product and you don't know how to start or you don't know how to build, again, use ChatGPT, use Perplexity, or use any other LLM to get started.
That's a very practical advice. Sometimes the first step is the hardest, and guidance make all the differences.
Yeah, okay.
From a student perspective, funding often feel like the biggest roadblock. How can a young aspiring entrepreneur with no industry background approach investors or raise seed funding?
uh, यार सबसे पहले तो ना यार इन्वेस्टमेंट वाला छोड़ो यार, प्लीज. आई मीन, you can start a business without investing or without seeking an investor. That is not the first step that you need to take. The first step is to build something. इन्वेस्टर तभी आएगा जब तुमने कुछ बनाया हो, because they are not investing on an idea, they are investing on a product, they are investing on a business. And investor is basically, अगर वो आपको पैसे दे रहा है, वो ऐसे ही दान नहीं कर रहा है. He or she will be expecting 10 times more returns out of it. तो समझ लो, अगर किसी ने पैसे डाले, वो आपके सर पे बैठ के नाचेगा, तू कैसे करने वाला है, राइट? सो यू नीड टू हैव दोस plans ready, that how are you going to build that business into a XXX company, right? From 0 to 1 कैसे पहुंचोगे, वो प्लान रेडी होना चाहिए.
I
तो
love
तो
that. It gives real hopes to the young investors.
yeah, I mean, see, you
Innovators,
need,
sorry.
yeah. So this is a wrong mindset to have कि तुमने तुम्हारा आइडिया सिर्फ दिमाग में, और you have started approaching investors. Nobody even will look at you with an idea. आइडिया के साथ में क्या है, मतलब डू यू हैव अ प्लान रेडी? अगर अगर आपसे क्वेश्चन सवाल पूछा जाएगा, डू यू हैव आंसर्स रेडी फॉर देम, राइट? ठीक है, इम्प्लीमेंट तुमने शुरू नहीं किया होगा, बट देन हैव यू एटलीस्ट बिल्ट अ प्लान, अ बिजनेस प्लान? अब बिजनेस प्लान कैसे बनाना है? अगेन, यू आर लिविंग इन द एज ऑफ AI, राइट? You have information at your fingertips. Just go explore explore uh, the क्या बोलते हैं, resources that we have. अभी सिर्फ गूगल नहीं है, अभी LLM से है, GPT से है. सो पूरा आपको बना बनाया सब कुछ मिल जाएगा, बट देन गो अहेड, टेक दैट स्टेप.
There are so many incubators, accelerators, and startup communities today. How should a student choose a right platform or an ecosystem to grow their idea?
यार ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग, आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज I have never approached a single investor to give me money. Zipline was the first time, or the Shark Tank was the first time when I went and pitched a product or pitched a business. उसके अलावा मैंने जिंदगी में कभी एक बार भी पिच नहीं किया है, ठीक है? पहला बिजनेस भी शुरू किया मेरे खुद के जो सेविंग्स थे, नौकरी में से, 30-40 हज़ार रुपए, उससे शुरू किया. So I started from zero, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, because everybody has the same mind, or rather, everybody has brains. You just have to
That
start
makes
using it,
sense.
right? So you just have to start using it. हम जानवर नहीं है कि हमारा ब्रेन इतना ही काम करता है. हम लोग आदमी हैं, and we are humans for a reason. And हमको दिमाग दिया है for a reason. Let's start using it, and let's start utilizing it for the good of yourself, for the people around you, and for the world. So, but how do you identify which incubator or which accelerator to go to? Because I have done some research, because I am doing, I mean, we may raise money for Zepcruit. So मैंने मेरा होमवर्क किया, उतना तो मैं बता देता हूँ. यू ट्राई टू आइडेंटिफाई इंक्यूबेटर जो आपके फील्ड के हैं. मतलब बहुत सारे इंक्यूबेटर और सारे एक्सेलरेटर और अदर्स. एवरी इन्वेस्टर विल नॉट इन्वेस्ट इन एनी टाइप ऑफ बिजनेस. उनका एक नीश होता है. Some investor or some accelerators will only choose SaaS products, or only choose fintech products, or only choose HR tech products, or only choose maybe manufacturing products, right? So first identify that. Is it matching with the product that you're trying to build? And start approaching them. That is what I have been doing. Uh, Either I've not started doing it, I've just thought when I start doing it, this is how I will proceed. Okay.
So, what skill or mindset should a student build early on if they want to successfully run a startup after a graduation?
What mindset?
What skills or a mindset?
I think curiosity. You need to have that mindset of wanting to be a learner for life. ओके, आज के जमाने जेनजी स्पेशली उन लोग को लगता है कि उनको सब पता है. ऐसा नहीं होता है. ठीक है. हम जब छोटे थे, हमारे जमाने में हमारे पेरेंट्स को भी शायद ऐसे ही लगता था कि आज के बच्चों को ऐसे ही लगता है कि उनको सब पता है. राइट. इट्स अ जनरेशनल थिंग विच हैपेंस एट एवरी जनरेशन. बट lose that attitude of I know everything, because you know nothing. That is the mindset that you need to have. I know nothing. And when you go with this attitude, you will automatically attract things, or you'll attract automatically, uh, ऑटोमेटिकली तुम ना दिमाग में और चीजें एक्सेप्ट करना शुरू करोगे. बिकॉज each and every person that you meet will teach you something or the other, or each and everything that you do will teach you something or the other. So if you go with an open mindset of, okay, I want to learn more than or than what I know till yesterday, uh, that is the first attitude to have. And see, I'm not of the opinion that ग्रेजुएशन के बाद सीधे बिजनेस करना चाहिए. आई एम एब्सोल्युटली अगेंस्ट दैट ओपिनियन. मेरे हिसाब से पहले काम करने के पहले मतलब पढ़ाई करने के बाद यू शुड स्टार्ट वर्किंग समवेयर फॉर एटलीस्ट 3-4 years. ओके. ठीक है, नाउ द वर्ल्ड इज मूविंग फास्ट, सो डोंट वेट फॉर 3-4 years, बट एटलीस्ट 1 or 2 years यू वर्क समवेयर. तुम एक ग्राउंड तो बनाओ, एक बेस बनाओ ऑफ लर्निंग, ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ हाउ थिंग्स वर्क. ठीक है. एंड देन यू स्टार्ट योर बिजनेस.
I think many students struggling with the exact questions. Should they get the corporate experience or just directly jump into the entrepreneurship? And you have just made it so much clear for them.
Yeah, I mean, see, if you're so desperate, do one thing, contact all the founders that you want to work with. सबको मेल करो and tell them I want to work with you, under you. आप मेरे को कुछ भी सैलरी दे दो, बिकॉज पैसा शुड नॉट बी इंपॉर्टेंट. पैसा आप कमा लोगे यार, ओके, बट पैसा फोकस करके आप काम मत करो. बिजनेस भी अपना पैसा फोकस करके मत बिजनेस शुरू करो. आई मीन, the goal of starting a business should not be to earn money, because money or earning money is always a byproduct. It is not the main product. Okay, you earn money when you are doing something, so your focus should be on doing something. Automatically पैसे आएगा, 100% आएगा, मतलब आएगा. But your focus should be, whatever solution or whatever problem that I'm solving, how do I make it better? How do I make it better than somebody else? Or how do I make it in a way where people are accepting it? So yeah, go work for someone, learn, and then start your business. Because उस केस में क्या होगा ना, आप बड़ा छलांग मार पाओगे. लेट्स आई गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. अगर आपको सो यू आर एट अ क्लिफ हिल, मतलब आगे खाई है, ठीक है, खाई के थोड़ा और आगे एक दूसरा क्लिफ है. सो इफ यू टेक अ लॉन्ग जंप, आप वो क्लिफ क्रॉस कर पाओगे. व्हाट विल यू डू? Tanisha, you answer me on behalf of all the students. If you have to jump from this cliff to this cliff and बीच में खाई है एंड आप यहाँ पे एज पे खड़े हो, आपको अगर ये क्रॉस करना है, आप क्या करोगे?
तो पहले तो डिस्टेंस ही मेजर करेंगे कि कितना डिस्टेंस है कि हम जंप कर भी पाएंगे या नहीं.
ठीक है,
एग्जैक्टली
डिस्टेंस मेजर किया, ओके, अब
हमारी कैपेबिलिटीज कितनी है जंपिंग की.
ठीक है, वो भी किया और जंप, और उसके बाद
तो मेन है कि मर ना जाए, कि सेफ्टी से जाए.
ओके, नहीं आपको जंप करना है तो आप कैसे करोगे? यू विल टेक अ स्टेप बैक टू जंप
स्टेप बैक
लॉन्गर,
एंड जंप.
राइट? यू विल टेक अ स्टेप बैक सो दैट यू कैन जंप लॉन्गर, और यू विल, मतलब आप भाग भाग के आओगे जंप करने के लिए, लेकिन आप पीछे जाओगे. इवन दो यू आर क्लोजर टू द क्लिफ नाउ, बट यू विल गो लिटिल फार अवे, right? That is what we'll do if you start working somewhere for 1 or 2 years. You're just going back so that you can take a longer jump and a faster jump. So that is why I think 1 or 2 years of working minimum, यार minimum 2 साल भी बहुत कम है मेरे हिसाब से. इनफैक्ट मेरे को 4 साल का एक्सपीरियंस था, मेरे को एक और साल और काम करना था बिफोर स्टार्टिंग माई फर्स्ट बिजनेस. बट येट ओके, आई एम नॉट डिसअपॉइंटेड. The situation was such that I had to take a decision. But at least 2 years you need to work somewhere.
Okay. So, are there any opportunities for a student for internship, collaboration, or to gain exposure through your venture, like Zepcruit or VFire?
Yes, we do, but we don't do work from home. We do only work from office.
That's
So,
fantastic.
so anybody interested, yeah, they can. I will probably share my email ID, or you guys already have my email IDs, right? So you can share it amongst the group and get in touch with us. But our only condition is we do not allow uh, remote work, because remote work में तुमको कुछ सीखने नहीं मिलेगा. इन शॉर्ट, कुछ सीखने नहीं मिलेगा. अगर
Real
सीखना है
world
तो यू हैव
exposure is something student crave for.
Yeah, so until and unless you're on the job, on the floor, you will not be able to learn anything. मतलब जहाँ पे रिमोट वर्क में आप 10% सीख पाओगे ना, rather 10% भी नहीं, शायद 5% सीख पाओगे. But if you're on the floor, it will at least 10x your learning, your growth, everything.
So, you have successfully reinvested yourself across industry over the years. How do you stay motivated and keep adapting to new challenges?
यार, how do I keep motivated? ये सब पूछते हैं मेरे पास ना, इसका प्रॉपर जवाब भी नहीं है. How do I keep motivated? Uh, See, motivation is again, it is inherent, yaar. I mean, now for example, again, curiosity, right? I mean, I am a
Yeah,
curious
it can
person.
be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a curious person. I want to know things, and because of curiosity, I am able to find problems, or other problems जब आते हैं, I'm able to identify them. Uh, तो opportunity सबके पास आते हैं. It's about how, whether you're able to identify it or not. Okay, I'm able to identify them. Now, once I'm able to identify and I decide, okay, this is what I want to do, then that becomes my motivation. For example, with Zepcruit, my motivation is for the job seekers. If a job seeker applies for a job today on our platform at 9 a.m., they should get an offer letter by tomorrow 9 a.m., within 24 hours. Okay, that is my vision. And that keeps me motivated. जब तक वो अचीव नहीं करेंगे तब तक it will keep me motivated, keep me inspired. Okay, कैसे अचीव करना है, कैसे अचीव करना है, right? So motivation is different for different things. For example, कुछ टाइम पहले तक मेरा मोटिवेशन स्काई डाइविंग भी था. वाई? बिकॉज मैं 4 महीने काम करता था, फिर एक 10-15 दिन के लिए स्काई डाइविंग के लिए जाता था, 20-25 जंप मारता था. एंड आफ्टर यू हैव डन सम 20-25 जंप्स, you are stress free, and then you are again motivated to come back and work again so that I can go back after 4 months and skydive again. मतलब मैं इतना पैसा कमा लूं कि मैं 4 महीने बाद वापस skydiving करने जा पाऊँ. Right? That was my motivation a couple of years ago. Now that motivation has changed because now I'm doing Zepcruit. Okay, skydiving still I want to do and I'll still continue doing, but motivations have changed. So it keeps changing, and it differs on subject to subject, but yeah, see, it's about being positive in life, no matter what life throws at you. Uh, if you have that attitude, you will stay motivated more often than not in your life.
That's really inspiring.
Thank you.
Looking ahead 5 to 10 years, what is your vision for Zepcruit and VFire and your future innovations?
Okay. See, all these businesses, uh, उनका अपना अपना इंडिविजुअल विजन तो है, इंडिविजुअल गोल तो है. ओके. अब उनका इंडिविजुअल विजन और गोल कहाँ से आता है? मेरे से. मीन्स मुझे क्या करना है लाइफ में. और और जब लोग मेरा अर्थिया उठा रहे हैं, व्हाट वुड आई वांट टू बी रिमेम्बर्ड एज, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट I want to become, and that is the inspiration that flows in all of my businesses. What I want to be known as is to be known as one of the greatest businessmen ever to live. Okay. तो मेरा खुद के लिए मेरा विजन इतना बड़ा है, तो ऑब्वियसली वी फायर, सिपलाइन या फिर जेपक्रूट, मैं कुछ भी करूं उसका विजन बड़ा होना जरूरी है. जरूरी मतलब ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाता है, राइट?
What a bold vision, basically.
यार ये विजन तो बोल्ड है नहीं. अब मैं मेरा एक्चुअल उसको और डीप डाउन करूं तो फिर और बोल्ड होगा वो. सुनना है वो. तो मेरा ये है कि अब इनकारनेशन, राइट? इनकारनेशन मतलब मतलब यू मे बी एन इनकारनेशन, और मतलब और पिछला जन्म, 7 जन्म वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. सो मेरा ड्रीम ये है कि मैं इस जन्म में जो भी बनाऊं वो इतना बड़ा होगा, और मैं खुद के लिए मैं इतना नाम कमाऊंगा कि 300-400 साल बाद अगर मैंने वापस से जन्म लिया और मैं कहीं ना कहीं पढ़ूंगा रोहित वॉरियर के बारे में, और वो 400 साल बाद का जो रोहित वॉरियर ने नया जन्म लिया है वो इतना इंस्पायर होगा रोहित वॉरियर के बारे में पढ़ के कि उसको वापस से वही करना होगा, राइट? तो माई
Really,
दैट
so
इज माई विजन.
inspiring. So inspiring. Seriously, so motivated. Finally, as a change maker yourself, what's your message to students who dream of creating impact through entrepreneurship?
uh see, first and foremost, accept that failure is part of life. ठीक है? फेल होना अच्छी बात है. It's not a negative thing. It's not a negative part of your life. It is very important for everyone to fail so that they value when success comes. It is very important for people to fail because failure teaches us so many things that you cannot learn when uh, you cannot learn when things are very easy. Only difficult times teaches you a lot of things. देखो, फर्क पता है? People born with a silver spoon and people born with nothing. You know what is the advantage that people born with nothing have?
Yeah, exactly. They hard work. They more work for it to gain it.
They know ins and outs of hard work. They know ins and outs. मतलब उनको दुनियादारी पता है. People born with silver spoon, okay, they have the backup of financial stability probably. Okay, maybe उनके बाप दादाओं का बैकअप रहेगा. फाइन. बट उनमें वो नहीं होगा, उनमें एटीट्यूड नहीं होगा जो कम घर से आया है, जो गरीब घर से आया है, जो स्ट्रगलिंग घर से आया है, जो स्ट्रगल करके ऊपर आया है, राइट? सो एवरीबडी इज इक्वल. एवरीबडी
Basically,
इज
the
born.
eager to win.
Exactly, right? It's the eager to win. And when you have that eagerness to win, even if a failure comes, you will be okay with it. And it is okay to become sad when a failure comes. It is absolutely fine. It is okay to cry if a failure comes because we are all humans. We are all with emotions, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि लड़के हो तो रो नहीं सकते, सब लड़कियां रो सकती है, लड़कियों को रोना अलाउड है, लड़कों को. ये बहुत एक बड़ा मिथ है, राइट? इट इज ओके टू क्राई, बट इट इज ओके टू मोन, बट come out of it and make failure, normalize failure. Failure is not bad. accept that. And I think if you know, or if you are strong enough to accept that, ठीक है, डाउन टाइम्स आएगा मेरी लाइफ में भी, and I'm okay to face it, I think you're sorted for life.
That's a message straight from your heart. I'm sure every student listening will empowered to follow their dream venture now. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So let's take questions from the students. Any student who have any query, they can raise it, their hands or send a question in the chat box. Okay, so we have a question. During this conversation, you mentioned that the rims of glasses aren't always cleaned properly, and that's why zip line were invented. But that got me thinking: do people only worry about the rim being dirty? What if the entire glass hasn't been washed properly? After all, we can never really be sure how well it was cleaned. These thoughts also come in my mind when I was working in a restaurant.
Okay. So, see, if the entire glass is clean, zip line cannot help it. Zip line to protect the entire glass. अगर पूरे ग्लास को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए बनाया होता तो पूरा ग्लास, हम ग्लास ही बनाते ना, जिप लाइन क्यों बनाते? तो you, I mean, if the whole glass is unclean and you identified, please change the glass. Okay. Zip line cannot help it. Zip line is only made for the rims of the glasses, which is more often than not dirty. And like I mentioned in my earlier discussion as well, where we did the microbiology report or other testing of glasses in various hotels, what we found out was the bottom of the glasses were clean, but the rims were contaminated. And that is where our lips or mouth touches, right? So that is why sip line. So अगर पूरा ग्लास खराब है और आपको दिख भी रहा है तो प्लीज ग्लास चेंज करो.
Any other doubts or questions they may can ask in the chat box. Okay, so let close the. What an inspiring and powerful session this was. Thank you so much, Mr. Rohit, for taking us through your incredible journey from your early venture in branding and a fire safety to global recognition with Zipline to now shaping the future of hiring with Zepcruit. Your story proves that innovations is not tied up to one industry. It's a mindset, and that's really essential. Creativity and courage to take risks are the true superpower of a change maker. To all our student viewers, let the sessions be a reminder that it does not matter where you start. What matters is solving problems that matter, learning alone the way, and daring to keep going. At Whiteboard Foundation, we are here to support you on that path with mentorship, skill building, and opportunities. Bring your ideas to life. Once again, thank you, Mr. Rohit, and thank you everyone who joined us. Let's continue building a future where entrepreneurs meet, impact, and where every change maker finds their runway.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. It
I
was a
hope
great session with you.